Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
It is time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney.
Haven't had one of those for a couple days. I had to think about it.
Reset the clock. Reset the counter. It's got like no accidents reported.
Yeah.
30 days up. Now we're down to 0. So we need a Dismal Disney
We should just count down in here.
A countdown. Anyway, gotta give a hat tip to CCG who sent this over. Disney stock dropped. I noticed something was going on because we do own Disney stock.
Yes,
I was
we
like,
do.
oh, what happened here, Mickey? And part of it is, they had an analyst cut their stock price target on streaming subscriber reset. So this kind of goes along with some of the stuff we were talking about, that Disney is desperately trying to find more subscribers outside of the US because they're going to hit a ceiling. They're going to plateau. There are only so many people that are interested in Disney Plus. Everybody is aware of it at this point. And it is kind of a niche thing. It's like, Disney's not exactly niche, but you have to be a Disney fan. They don't have any like R-rated content on it yet. And a lot of the content now is kind of stagnant. Like, they get, like one big series a month, but it's not like Netflix where they're dumping a bunch of stuff.
Netflix has a much wider reach. They have more breadth. As far as like who they can encompass, where Disney's is a lot more focused on, who would subscribe to Disney. So I think you're limiting yourself in some ways, which I'm not surprised by this. I was surprised it took this long.
I'm surprised Disney Plus took off as fast as it did.
I wasn't surprised by that, actually. But
now they're trying to court other markets and all that. But they're basically saying, hey, you're going to hit a ceiling. And the same thing is going on with Netflix. Like, eventually, everybody who wants your service, everybody on the planet's aware of it. Everybody who can subscribe to it, who wants it, already is. What else you got? And so then what happens is they start creeping the prices up.
That's what I was going to say. I think price increase could be part of it. They haven't held the markets are opening yet. They're still working on that. They're releasing different places. But they did raise the price. And they said they noticed a marked, slowing when the price raised. It was only $1 then. But if you look back at how they've raised Hulu and other things and ESPN and stuff like that, people know this huge price hike is coming.
Oh, God, yeah.
And now they're talking about he's going to run commercials on it too, even if you pay.
Yeah. It's really interesting you mentioned that. We talked about it before. Just this summer, they were talking about how Disney Plus was going to be ad-free. Right? And that was just a couple months ago. And now, just a couple days ago, Bob Chapek is considering it.
Yeah. And they keep saying that, well, we're raising prices here and here and here and here because we have to make up for the pandemic. Okay, but you've gone past that now. Now it's just like, what kind of nickel and dime everyone on? And it's starting to people are getting tired of it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 235,000 subs. Thank you for the support. We do talk a lot about Disney, having worked in and around the company. We give our hot takes on pop culture. That's kind of what we do around here. Don't take ourselves too seriously. We've got people that watch us that take us entirely too seriously.
I know, it's right. It's like, we don't have that much power, people.
They spend more time thinking about our channel than we do.
I know, it's kind of funny.
Really, I'm not kidding. Like, they spend more time obsessing and thinking about us than we do.
Writing manifestos.
And a lot of them, I think, are Disney fans. Very angry that we do call
We
Disney
like
out.
Disney. We just call them out on their shit.
We just want them to do better.
Yeah.
We do. So anyway, let's go back to this. Yeah, so there was a stock drop, right? And then today, coming from the Hollywood Reporter, Disney analysts cut stock price target on streaming subscriber reset. Investors need to see that Disney can bring in new subs, especially outside of the core genre, said Wells Fargo's guy, Stephen Kale. So, he maintained his overweight rating on the Hollywood conglomerate shares. He said, we need to look to the Netflix experience and content. Amortization expectations remain confident in Disney, but our price target falls as we reset our sub numbers. He explained, recent management commentary on streamer Disney Plus user trends in the current quarter has cast a spotlight on what it will take for Disney to reach fiscal year 2024 subscriber guidance. We think investors now have some causes for concern, but if the content pipeline ramps up, then we believe guidance remains achievable. Basically, everybody was sold on them beating Netflix, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
This goes back to him saying it's when someone asked him flat out, are we talking quantity or quality? And he's like, well, we found that with the more you have, the more subscribers you get. So it just look for them to shit out more stuff. I mean, they're doing like little behind the scenes things and all kinds of stuff just to say they have more content. I've seen them do it like these little, like, they went over like the Pixar and got their people to do these competitions and do their own little fan made movies so they could put those on Disney Plus and
like YouTube content, basically. Like, and it's all like the stuff, a lot of stuff they're putting on there as like a quote unquote series. Some of it is just like bonus content on a DVD or a Blu-ray.
Or it's stuff that, they had out for years and years and years ago and they're just putting it on.
Take all the bonus featurettes from all the Marvel movies, and we're going to make a series out of that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if they're going, but I could totally see them doing it.
Yeah, I could too.
Like Behind the Marvels, they were going around like they were so desperate they actually called up comic book people, and went and they interviewed comic book people. Like
it was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was boring.
Comic book people, they're not good on camera. Nobody wants to watch Dan Slott. Like, I guess I didn't watch it, but I guess Dan Slott, they basically just kind of followed him around and he didn't really do his job. And then it turned out that he has a bunch of assistants, I guess.
Wait, is that the guy that's on Twitter all the time?
Yes. That's why
he blocked me and I had no idea who the hell he was.
Yeah, the Spider-Man guy. Yeah, that's why
he tweets an awful lot. Yeah.
That's why he's not doing his job because he's too busy on Twitter to actually.
So he's hiring other people to do his job so he can hang more on Twitter.
That is basically my understanding, yes.
I mean, well, if he wants to use his money that way, that's up to him. You know?
It's not called writing, it's called project management.
Project management. He's just sitting on Twitter.
You're sitting on Twitter you're delegating all your responsibilities to other people.
That's how I found out about him, because I guess he was saying stuff, and I'm like, why am I blocked? And I went and looked into it, and I'm like, what? I don't even know you, dude.
So here, the analyst said, after making it look too easy, Disney now has a bit more work ahead. Chapek told people in an investor conference he remained bullish and confident about long-term subscriber growth, but expected only an increase in the low single-digit millions only. Low single-digit millions of subscribers.
Me too. I feel your pain.
Yeah, for Disney Plus in the current quarter compared to what Wall Street said that they estimated 17 million.
I wouldn't have estimated that. I mean, early on, but I mean, they are opening them to new markets, but that's what they're doing. A lot of their new subscribers aren't necessarily ones that are coming from here. They're coming from these new markets they're opening up in.
Yeah, well, they were talking about, they thought they were going to get 13.5 million. Now they're like, it's only going to get 2 million more.
Ooh, that's from Hotstar.
Yeah, driven by Disney.
That's driven by Hotstar.
Yeah, going from plus 8.5 million to negative 1.5 million. Core subs going from 5.5 million to 0.35 million. Unpacking his commentary, we think the drivers are primarily a lot of noise in auto renewals at Hotstar. A slower Latin America launch of Star and less content than, here we go, this is key, and less content than would otherwise be available due to COVID. It's not just COVID. Disney, frankly, before COVID, Disney Plus, they did not have a lot in the pipeline. It was like, we got some Marvel shows, we got some Star Wars shows. Yeah, and there's the possibility things are going to get a lot worse because there is an impending strike.
Possible strike. Thanks to Sarah who sent this to me.
Yeah, thanks to Sarah who sent this over. But yeah, there's talk of a strike. I guess the workers not happy because there's lots of money to be made in streaming, but they're not making it.
Right. It says October 1st, the crew members of most union film and television productions in the United States will decide whether or not to strike for fair pay, adequate rest, and regular breaks. Things that should be given but are hard to come by in Hollywood. While streaming companies have posted record profits, rank and file union members have seen their quality of life erode with stagnant wages and assaults on their health and pension plans. Skilled workers years into their careers are making little more than $15 an hour. Crew members are sharing horror stories of car accidents after getting 18-hour days and health issues stemming from being denied bathroom breaks. They weren't even allowed to go to the bathroom. So now they might strike.
Sounds like the one job I worked. I think I talked about it in another video. I worked at a newspaper, and one of my first real jobs, and the guy I worked for was like a World War II vet. Like this guy was way past retirement age, but he ran things in a very military-like fashion, and you were not allowed to go to the bathroom except for your 2 breaks per
He ran it with an iron bladder.
He did. Yeah, I think he got to go to the bathroom whenever he wanted to. Basically,
he probably needed to. Or you used Depends and you just didn't know.
I don't know.
Am I peeing right now? You have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, he used to just kind of stroll up and down the composing department and make sure everybody was actually ass in the seat.
Well, did he start walking a little weird sometimes? Because that's probably when he peed himself.
He always walked weird because he was old.
Just like, that's how you know he peed.
Anyway, yeah, so, yeah.
But they said here, go back down for a minute. They said that this happens. An estimated 60,000 IATSE members could walk off the job in coming weeks, which would be the biggest private sector strike in the United States in over a decade.
So remember
the
writers' strike and how that threw a wrench into Hollywood? Just take this and magnify it by like 10.
And they're already behind because of COVID.
They're already behind. So, yeah, they bring up the Snow White, the strike, the animator's strike in 1941. And that is something that, I guess Walt Disney was bitter about until the day he died, was his animators turning on him.
Well, here's the thing. It's like they're already cracking the whip because COVID put them behind. And now they're trying to, apparently they're underpaying people. They're not giving them breaks according to the unions and all that stuff. So now they're going to want to double down on they said they need to double down on what they have for content to be able to get those numbers. How are they going to double down on content for the numbers if there's a strike and everything has to shut down again?
Good luck with that. They're just going to raid the vaults and find.
They're not going to raid the vaults. They'll start charging $5 more per subscription, and and then they'll give $1 to these people and then pocket the rest and say they were giving it to the people that were on strike.
For $30, you can watch Song of the South with a disclaimer.
I thought you were going to say for $30 a month, you can support it.
Disney's going to go to Patreon. That's what they're already cutting back in the parks. Speaking of cutting, like this strike was very hostile.
Ooh.
They weren't messing around. They have a guillotine ready for Walt Disney. And I guess they beheaded a mannequin that looked like Walt Disney.
This chick got real back then.
That's hate speech.
Oh my God. Well, I guess he's doing that today, actually.
Oh God, yeah. And Twitter would give them all the upvotes for that.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, this could be a real mess for Disney on top of everything else they have. But this is all they care about. At the end of the day, all Disney cares about is making its shareholders happy.
And it doesn't seem like they're going to hit the numbers.
No. And this is everything this was a Hail Mary pass for them.
That's what got them through. I mean,
if Disney Plus wasn't up and running, they'd be completely screwed.
Really screwed. Now, again, this is one analyst's opinion. I want to make sure I make that clear. But I'm going to tell you, the numbers they want to pull, they're counting on these new markets, I think, to pull them. And the new markets don't sound to be like they're performing as well as they had hoped. No.
So the analysts cut the fiscal year 2024 subscriber estimate. And that's the year I think it's supposed to be profitable, I think.
Yeah, it was supposed to be profitable in 2024.
Yeah. So from 256 million to 236 million, with company guidance standing at 230 to 260 million. He estimates total Disney streaming users will reach 335 million, then down from 357 million. Now at the lower end of the Disney Plus long-term guidance, we expect investors to wonder if it's a risky bar. He looked at Netflix. From 2017 to 2019, Netflix added about 26 million subs per year, excluding India. The analyst noted content amortization increased from about 5 blah, blah, blah. Anyway, basically he's like, we're looking at Netflix and you kind of hit a ceiling and then it's just kind of a slow trickle of new subs.
And it seems like Disney might have already possibly hit these ceilings already, short of new markets.
Yeah, and they're like, the content is the issue. If the content's not there.
Well, they're saying if Disney can ramp it up,
yeah,
they'd probably be okay, and they probably will hit the expectations. What I'm saying is that means they're going to have to shit out more stuff, and the problem we're having is because it's about quantity, not quality, and now there's potentially a strike coming. So, yeah,
that's not a good sign. They're going
to tell them that they've callous disregard. Maybe Disney with these studios not paying people fairly have a callous, not letting them go to the bathroom, have a callous disregard.
No poops for you.
I have some shits for them.
Shits will be given. But
exactly,
yeah.
Too.
Oh, well, if this is going to be the case, I guarantee you the ads are coming. And it'll be
they were doing all kinds of stuff. Okay, I remember when they were talking about after investor meeting, they were doing these media buys, and they were doing these things with different companies trying to find that they could turn ads into content. They were doing it with.
Oh yeah, I remember
they did
that.
It with Halloween last year.
Yeah, where they basically would like throw
With freeform and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so they'd have like a bottle of soda and they would throw a label on or something. If you were Pepsi or Coke, you know, whoever watched it could be watching a Pepsi.
Oh yeah,
version of Coke.
that's something else. But they were doing that too.
Yeah.
I'm talking about they've already done this before. Where advertisers, you know, there's a competition. You could. They were using it as content. But yeah, I forgot about that. They have new technology that whoever advertises can be switched out. On product placement inside of, and they were one of the ones that were all on top of that, I believe. So I forgot about that one. So it's gonna get interesting to see how they're gonna make sure they get their money.
Yeah, they will. They'll make sure they get their money. I mean, geez, Hulu went from we first started with Hulu with live TV. I think it was like $35 a month, and now it's like $60 a month. So they'll definitely start bleeding people out. But if the content's not there, people are just gonna drop it. They're like, I'm not subscribing to you. You know, at $20 a month for one new Star Wars show and maybe 2 Marvel shows a year. It's not worth it.
And that's, let's be honest, what most people are subscribing for.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.